I started treatments over a decade ago, let's say that. And I started massage just as something fun to do. And very quickly I realised that I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than the academic or work that I was doing.
The first thing I really learned in my first Asian trip to Nepal, I think, was learning that if you want to do something and grab life by the balls, you just have to go out there and make it happen, and it will happen for you. I left Wales, when I was working in Wales, to go for a trip around Southeast Asia, and with an unknown destination, just to explore that part of the world. And Thai massage appeared. I knew I'd do a course in Thai massage, 10 days, just to see what would happen. That 10 days turned my world around, really.
One of the things that I really like about giving massage is people have a massage, they get off the table and they go, thank you. So it's a lovely way to give to others. And when I was working in London as an acupuncturist, it became clear that clients need to have a bit of time to talk, to actually touch someone without conversation, about any impacts or experiences their body has had. It's not a good idea. But it also gives the massage therapist and the client another opportunity to connect before they're ready to get down to the work of doing the massage, of doing the body work. We're not psychotherapists, we're not psychologists, we're just massage therapists, body workers, but we are people with empathy, and we are people who are willing to sit and listen and give you a bit of time to talk about the things that you might not want to, you wouldn't bother your doctor with some smaller things like that, but your acupuncturist is very bothered. We want to know why you're waking up between 3 and 5. We want to understand, the little ringing in the ear or the little pain in the right shoulder. And so investigating is a very important part of the process.
Having an office that is surrounded by hillsides of green trees, forests, shrubs, sound of birds, the sunlight, the movement of the day being so present.
People, when they come off the street from London, it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever done this, where you've gotten in the car and you've driven to the country and you get out of the car and you've still got all the noise of the city in your head, and you're just hit by the silence of the countryside. Like, wow, it's noisy where I've been. And it's a similar thing. So you come into the massage room with all this noise, and your therapist has an hour and a half to make that quiet before releasing you back into all that stimuli. What I've found here is that because the guests who come here are practicing yoga in the morning, their bodies are often really warm. And this is important. Their bodies are warm and soft and pliable, and they're already quite still and ready to receive, the massage. Again, with the food and the fact that we're doing, you're going to do this again and again, every day, that the impact of the treatments, it's really rapid. The body's ready. People are ready for treatment when they lie down. There's no sort of noise to quieten. And I find that I get faster results. And this is really important for retreat because I'm only going to see people for a week. I had the experience of going on retreat, and all I could afford, this is many years ago, was the retreat. I couldn't really afford to do anything else. And the whole time I was there, I was thinking, I'd really like a massage. And so when we started to do this, I remember that, and I felt I wanted everyone to be able to at least have an hour and a half of, one-on-one time with a bodywork therapist. And I will continue with that as long as we can, because people find it very, very useful. And I also think that, we make sure that everyone has had personal one-to-one contact, no matter how many people are here. It's very important.
There is something more magical about working here. One, for me, because I love being surrounded by nature, but also the response from people is quite different, because people don't have to go anywhere or do anything after treatment or before treatment. They can receive the treatment without there being any thought of what next. So the treatment can be absorbed. It feels like the treatment can be absorbed more fully into people's bodies, and there's more potential for change in that respect.
People are having the work of the yoga teacher, and they're having the work of the chef, and the benefit of the countryside and the silence and being away from their usual environment. All of that really helps with relaxation.